Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Assess. We're back in the garage just assessing over the snowmobile season. Today, we're going to bring you a gear episode. So we've been talking about sleds a lot. This week is gear. So obviously, one of the most important things you can have is a good set of gear. And we're going to get into what we ride.
Look, I don't want to talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. You know what's
all right, guys, welcome back. This episode, we're going to kind of deep dive into what we wear on our bodies when it comes to facing the elements in the mountains. So I'm with 509. It's my third year with 509. So shout out to 509. I really appreciate it. And we all appreciate it. We appreciate the support. And AJ has been running with Fly. And so he'll get into that.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, I've been with Fly. I couldn't even tell you how many years. They supported me when I raced, and I've continued that relationship into the mountains. I can't thank them enough. They've helped me through my entire snowmobile career so far, really. I think I got with them when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. So, I mean, they've been with me for a long time. They're kind of family to me, and I, love their gear and love pushing their stuff. So, yeah, like Brent said, he's going to break down 509 gear and what he wears, and I'm going to break down the Fly gear that I use every day when I ride.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start with protective stuff, and then we'll kind of start in and then work out. I wear starting on the skin, I wear the 509 merino wool base layer, and then normally I'll just wear a t-shirt, which I know is frowned upon in the outdoor community, but I'll just wear a t-shirt because I just like the feel of a t-shirt and I don't really need any warmth. I'm constantly sweating. So I'll wear the merino wool 509 pant or leggings, and then a t-shirt. And then going out. So talking about protective stuff. So I wear the Raid boots, which is actually a snow bike specific boot, but I just like how it feels on my foot, and I like the protection that it offers. It has kind of a hard plastic outer, and it's a really slim boot, which me with size 12 feet, I like that. It's easier to hop back and forth. And then the bigger reason why I do that is because I wear Mobius knee braces. I've worn those for probably 3 seasons now. I had knee issues. That's kind of why I started wearing them. And then I was more confident in them when it came to smashing my legs on the panels. When it came to twisting my knees, I just felt better if I had braces on. So I kind of got used to the Mobius braces. And now in July, it's October now. In July, I finally bucked up and got knee surgery. So the knee should be fully healed, good to go, but I'm still going to continue to wear those. And then moving up my body to protect my ribs and everything, there's 2 routes that I take. One, I wear Highmark bags. Shout out to Highmark. Thank you, guys. And so I'll either wear their padded vest that has a bag on the back, or if I don't want to do that, I'll wear the 509 protection, which is basically a zip up like Kevlar type material. I like it better than like a Tech Vest because Tech Vest is a brand. I like it better than that because it's a lot lower profile. I don't like bulky layers at all. So I'll wear that, and then if I'm wearing that, then I don't wear the protective vest. I'll wear just a straight Avi backpack with straps. So I like that because it's a little bit more versatile. You can take it off and still hit jumps with protection. The other way, you have to have the bag and the canister and everything on if you're shoveling a jump or whatever you're doing. So it kind of just gives you a different option. So that's what I'll wear. And then protection, and then helmet. So then I will wear 509's carbon helmet. I really like it. Fits well. And I hope they put MIPS into it soon and some more protective stuff like I know Fly's doing. But I haven't had an issue with it, and I've gotten into some really bad wrecks, especially last year. So that's what I'm wearing for protection. So I'll let you go on protection, and then we'll get kind of into the outerwear and gloves and goggles and all that.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, I start with my fly base layers, the long underwear and shirt. I have lightweight and heavyweight options. So if it's like a spring day, I'll wear that lightweight stuff, but I get cold very easily and I like to be warm throughout the day. So I wear the heavyweight early season and through the winter usually. It's a pretty good thick base layers. So I start with those, long underwear, shirt, heavyweight, and then they have a pants and jacket setup. It's called the mid layer, and it's like just like a pant that you could wear. Like when I wear these pants to the fuel station or to get breakfast or whatever when I'm going riding. So I wear those pants, and then they have like a little light jacket that's that mid layer as well. And I wear that when I'm riding until it gets too warm. Like if we're really working, I'll take that jacket off. That's kind of my extra layer. So those two things leave the house with me every single morning for my main base and mid layer. And then I wear the Fly Moto socks. Sometimes I wear those, but then I have Amazon heated socks as well that I got that my feet get cold. I think I've frostbit my feet and my hands when I was a kid, and I just don't have good blood flow. So I have these heated socks that have low, mid, and high. You can just search heated socks on Amazon and they'll come up. That's what I use a lot of the days when it's cold. But if it's going to be a nicer day, I can just wear like a regular thick moto sock and I'm good with that. So that's my sock setup. And then I have this jacket on right now. Actually, it's kind of like a puffer-ish jacket. If it's super, super cold out, I'll wear it to like just ride on the trail ride in or whatever and keep myself warm. Starting from my feet up, I run the Fly Inversion boot. It's got BOA on your tongue and on the side, so where you have two different tensions. That's the best boot that I've had held up from them. My feet haven't got as cold with them. It's very similar to the Climb boot in construction, it seems like, and I've been happy with that boot. I rode it last winter as soon as they came out through the rest of the year, and they are in decent shape still, and I'm going to, start into this winter wearing that boot as well. They have another option. It's the Marker BOA boot, and it just has one dial on the tongue that tightens the whole boot. I'm not a huge fan of that setup, but it is significantly cheaper, so that is an option for you guys too.
Yeah, 509 has the same. If you don't want to run the snow bike boot, that it's basically a moto boot is what it looks like. Yep. They have the double BOA system boots and then the single.
Yep. So then I will come up in protection wise, and I have worn knee braces my entire life with snowcross, and I hate walking in them. Walking in them is the worst, and you get tired fast, and walking around with them just sucks. So I have chosen not to wear them the last few years. I feel like my riding has got to a point where I need to probably start wearing them again. I have a set of really, really nice, like fitted, like CTI knee braces that I should wear. But this year I'm going to order a set of the Fly 5 pivot knee guards. They're a little bit lighter. They're a little bit more chintzy. They're not going to help protect my ACL. They're not going to help protect my ligaments in any way. They're just going to help more of like the impacting on the running boards and stuff like that. And they might help a little bit with ligaments, but it's mainly going to protect when I come back onto the sled when things go sideways, which is often. So I am going to order a pair and try to wear them as much as possible. I can't guarantee that I will, like Brent does. He runs his Mobiuses and a great knee brace, and everybody should.
Yeah, the reason why I like those is exactly what you touched on. The twisting and everything like that when you're hopping back and forth is a big deal. But the other big deal is with Mobius, and maybe the CTI is the same way, it is full protection. It is complete thick plastic, no matter how your knee is bent. There's no gaps. If your knee's bent, there's not a huge gap on your shin or your quad. It is completely covered. So I like that, and I'm just used to them. You have to get used to them. They take a while.
Yep. And with the Mobius and the Fly one, they are that more durable plastic like that, and they like cup the whole knee that way, and I feel like you get a lot of protection from impact with them. And that's where the CTIs are more like they're strict for ligament protection, and you can't hyperextend in them. They have a bunch of straps on them that keep you like sucked in tight. And from the snowcross background, the CTIs were the way to go because they were fitted to me. They were like made sure that nothing was going to happen to my knee, especially after I tore my left knee completely gone.
Were you wearing those knee braces then?
I wasn't. I was wearing another brand at that time. They were Bregs, and they were fitted as well. And they did good. I can't complain. Like, what I did was what wrecked my knee, and any brace probably would have gave at that point. But the CTIs are much better fit, I feel like, and I felt very protected in them. So I would go CTI again. If you have major knee problems and you're really worried about it, I would definitely look at getting maybe your insurance to pay for a set of CTIs. CTIs are a couple grand. Like, they're not, you're going to spend a lot of money for those. But if that's what you're after, then they're a great brand to go with. If you're looking for a mid option, I know the Mobiuses are a little bit more pricey. But
I think they're like $600 to $800.
Yeah, so like they're a good protection, like mid-range knee brace, and they're like a one size fits all.
But they're a true
knee brace.
Yeah.
They're not a like just a shin pad.
Yeah, they're not a knee pad. They're a brace, so they protect with ligaments and everything like that.
Yep.
If you watch a lot of motocross, a ton of the supercross guys wear Mobius.
Yep. And that's where the Fly is like a really baseline. Like, it is not a ton of ligament protection. It's more like a crush protection. And it's like, I think they're like $100 a set or something. So they're significantly cheaper.
I also like running, I've talked about this in previous podcasts, to protect the snowmobile and to protect you, putting foam sled treads on your console, your snowmobile, right where your knees touch. It gives you better grip, more, just forgiveness on your knee. And then it's helped me not blow through plastics. Because, I crushed, before I got those, I was crushing 2 to 3 a year.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Because of the knee braces.
Yeah. The knee braces,
you're slamming
into them. And that's really hard to keep yourself back positioned on the sled too, when that happens. So protection wise, I don't wear really like an upper tech vest like Brent kind of got into. I wear a vest with my backpack. I have a BCA. I don't know what I'm going to run this winter. I really like the High Mark that Brent runs. I'm not sponsored by any of them. I don't know what I'm going to run this year. I kind of want to get a backpack and a new vest set up, so I'm looking at different options there, BCA and High Mark. We'll see what I end up with this winter. But that's what I wear. Like, I really like the vest in with the backpack. It supports the weight better.
It does.
And it gives you
warmer.
Yep, and it gives you that protection. The downside to it is when I'm jumping, I take it off because it's too heavy. I need to have like an option to wear a tech vest and then a backpack. That way when we are jumping, I can take that backpack off, ditch the weight, and still have my chest protector on when I'm hitting that jump, because that's when I really need it, honestly. So not the brightest thing, but that's why I want to go 2 different airbag options for this winter. Helmet-wise, I wear a Fly Formula. It is arguably probably the safest helmet on the market right now. They have done an incredible job marketing it and doing a lot of background on the helmets, working with a lot of professionals and different things. They were one of the first helmets to put MIPS in. They are no longer even using MIPS. They now use a Rheon Energy, like jelly. I know I've talked about it on another podcast, on one of our podcasts, but if you are in the helmet market, please consider looking at the Fly Formula. None of these other brands, I can't knock them. Like, there's a lot of good helmets on there, but if you're in the serious market for a good helmet, look at the Fly, at least read about it, and seriously consider it, because your life is in your helmet, I feel like. And they have smart helmets now that they can read your crashes and stuff. I probably won't go that in depth this year. I'll probably just stay with the regular Formula, not the S. But they have black, white, solid colors to where it doesn't conflict with different brand gears and stuff like that. So you can make something work, but it's a really safe helmet. I've wore a mono suit for the last 3 years, and I really like the mono suits. This year I want to go back to more like a bibs and jacket setup, just to have some more versatility in my lineup. That way I don't look the same every single day when we're shooting content and stuff. So you're going to see me wearing more pants or bibs and jacket setups. I'm not going to let go of the colors that I'm going to get yet, but I'll have some different variety in that this year. And then I'll still have my my mono suit from last winter, and then I'll get a full black mono suit for this winter as well. Those didn't really change. They've done little modifications this year, but they're just kind of starting to get those dialed in. As far as gloves, I love the Fly Tidal glove, and they have two options. They have the regular and the long. I get the long because I kind of have a long gangly body build, and the long ones go up onto your wrist a little bit, and you can suck them down tight, I feel like, and that keeps, you can get your jacket over it, then it keeps snow from going in there, your cufflinks and all that seem better. But I like wearing these gloves. I have a set in my truck year round that I use like as a work glove almost, kind of like hooking up to trailers and stuff like that. And then I have my stuff that I ride in, of course, and they're very durable. They keep your hands dry and warm at the same time. I've been a huge fan of the Tidal glove. I wear it all the time. Now, if it's a really cold trail ride, I have their Igniter heated gloves. They're very big, bulky, like leather kind, not leather, but they've got some leather padding and stuff. And they've got different heat levels and everything like that. Those are awesome for like the trail ride in or coming out, whatever, if it's really cold. And then if it's super cold, I have like deer skin mittens that I'll wear to keep that wind off my hands with a thin set of gloves in that. Other than that, that's kind of the gear setup that I run from them. And I've been very, very happy with that setup and continue to push it forward into this winter.
Yep. So on my side, something I wanted to add for protection is 509 has it's like a protective girdle. It's like a padded short that I wear.
Yep.
So with that on, I have padding from my toes all the way up to my hips, and that just makes me feel better. I slip off running boards a lot. I have sleds land on me a lot because I'm trying to get better at that stuff, and sometimes I'm fail a lot of the times.
I think
fail.
even the best probably.
Yeah.
It's just impossible not to get hit by them.
Yep. So that has been a huge deal with being able to get hit and then go out the next day and ride have my body be ready to ride the next day, having the proper protection. So getting into the gear on 509 side, I love the look of 509. I love like the marketing and the kind of the tribe that they've put together. It's kind of like in my opinion, it's like the Senders, kind of like the rowdy crew. And I just want to be a part of that, I guess. So going on pants, I've run almost everything from 509 at this point. The pant that I like the best is the Ether pant. It has Sympatex in it. It's kind of like their high line, mountain line is Ether. I also run Stoke pants once in a while. They have some better colors in the Stoke line, so I'll run those once in a while. But if it's like a bad condition day, I'll be in the Ether pants. When it comes to coats, they're kind of up out of the snow more than pants, so I'll run. I like the colors in the Stoke line, so I'll run a couple different coats with the same Ether pants just to change things up on filming days. And then if it's really cold and I would need to break the wind and everything like that, then I'll run the Ether jacket as well. If I could have one, it'd probably be the Ether jacket, being honest. I think it's just the best that 509 has right now, and it's good. For me, what I've put it through, it's durable. Even with knee braces, those pants take more abuse because there's not any forgiveness. It's just rock hard plastic on the other side. So I think that the Ether is definitely, if you can only have one, I would go Ether. They make an Ether mono suit as well as the Ether coat and bib. So whatever you want to run there. I don't run mono suits yet, or not yet. I just like the pants and jacket. So that's what I'm running there. Gloves, I like the free range glove, I think it is. It has leather. Yeah, free range gloves. It's kind of a happy medium. There's thinner gloves, there's thicker gloves. I like the free range glove. I can be in it all day and it's fine. I'll also, if it's really cold or we're going to like a new spot where things might go wrong, I'll bring the Ignite gloves, which are heated gloves, which I just love. Like riding on the trail out with heated gloves, it's a game changer. And 509, the cool thing about 509 now is they're coming out with like a lot of heated stuff. They have, this year they're coming out with heated socks. This year they're coming out with better backcountry heated gloves for the mountain rider. They're coming out with all kinds of stuff. But something that I definitely want to get into that I think is the number one reason why I love 509 is their heated goggles. So for me, I have to have heated goggles now. Like, I'm sweating. I'm that guy who puts the helmet on the top of my head, which you shouldn't do, but I do it because I'm out of breath, or I drop my helmet into the snow or whatever. And with heated goggles, it is so nice. So I always make sure those are fully charged, and I'll turn those on the auto setting. And whenever it senses that it needs juice, it'll heat that lens up and de-ice them, stuff like that. The thing that I found is, before I was with 509, I ran a lot of Oakley goggles, like really high-end. They're snowboarding goggles, really. And they have anti-fog. They have some of the best anti-fog in the industry. They have great goggles. But for snowmobiling, the thing that was happening to me wasn't as much the fog as it was the lens completely icing over. So that with the heated goggle does not happen. You make sure it's on the right setting, and you'll be good to go. The other thing, they have an app in the App Store that you can download, and you can control and make sure your settings are all right. You can change them for however you want them to work, and it's just super cool to have stuff like that. So 509 has a lot of heated products, and people say heated products are for trail riders, but unfortunately in the mountains, a lot of us are trail riders because we have to get to the mountains in a lot of cases, so we're riding a lot of trails. Okay, I've covered that. Free range glove, Ignite glove, Raid boots. 509 they came out with a heated balaclava this year, which will be nice. I'm not going to run that. I don't have that problem. I'm normally not cold. I'm normally hot. My hands get cold, my feet get cold. So I do run a 509 balaclava. It is the one that is the low cut one. I don't like the one with a vent and stuff like that. All the manufacturers have that one that goes all the way up. Then it has the nose vent and the mouth vent. I don't like that. I feel like claustrophobic in that. So I just run the one. It's like a head sock that stays down here on my chin.
On the Fly stuff, so they've got two different kinds of jackets. You've got an Incline and a Cobalt. The Cobalt is the cheaper version, and the Incline is the more expensive version. Incline has Sympatex in it, and the Cobalt has Hydratex or something like Hydra Pack or something like that in it. So those are the two different ones they have. Both of them are really good with the waterproofing. The Incline is a little bit warmer because it's got a little less breathing and stuff like that. You can tell it's a much better jacket. The Mono Suit, it's a Cobalt, and it is the same as the cheaper jacket there, the Cobalt. It's got that Hydra, I can't remember what it's called. I can look it up here.
And what those are, if you don't know what Sympatex is, it's basically a concept like Gore-Tex. It's a membrane that basically is attempting to let your body and heat out, like let it breathe, and then keep air and moisture and snow and everything out. So let the hot air out, let the moisture out, and then
but fresher,
but not let water in. Basically, sorry, that was terrible. But anyway, that's kind of what it's doing. It's like Gore-Tex.
Yep. So that was a great breakdown of that, and it's called HydroGuard Pro. Is what kind of Flies like. It must be their in-house like waterproofing, breathing material that they're developing. So they have that in the Cobalt Mono Suit, and their goggles. They're just launching a brand new Zone Pro Snow goggle for this winter. It's a 2024 line that is on the website, but they're not out yet. I'm completely different than Brent. I don't sweat a ton when I'm on the mountain. I'm usually freezing cold, so I don't have that fogging over or icing problem from the moisture in my goggle. And I'm one that like puts my helmet on in the morning and it stays on all day almost. So goggles, I don't have a lot of goggle failures, and I love the Fly goggle. I would put it up against any goggle, and I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm going to give you my goggles and let you make you wear them and see if they were better than yours.
Dude, so, I can fog out the best goggles on the market, so I'll take you up on that offer.
Well, and we're going to try it this winter. It's going to be kind of cool with us running the two different brands. We can do some of that, and we'll be kind of giving you guys some feedback on what we find.
Yeah, so. The thing that I like about the 509 line, in my opinion, not in AJ's opinion, but in my opinion, I think in most people's opinion, it looks good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good. Like, I can't knock it. Like, it looks good.
And it's somewhat affordable. And they have different levels. Like the Ether's the top of the line from them. And then you have Stoke, and you have all these, Allied, and you have all these different levels. If you're not wanting to spend a ton of money, 509 has, same thing in helmets. They have the tactical helmet, the altitude helmet, the altitude carbon helmet. They have all these different options, and it just makes it easier for the average guy to be able to get gear at an affordable price, at somewhat an affordable price. And then when the newest stuff comes out, you can afford to buy the new stuff. And so I just like 509. They've rocked with us since the beginning, and I just like them.
Yep. And that's kind of the same thing with Fly, and I'm sure 509 is very similar. You'll see the technology in the newest stuff in a couple years will trickle down into the cheaper models of their stuff. So what you're going to see is a lot of very, very good characteristics trickling down into that cheaper models. Just because they're cheaper doesn't mean they're junk. Some of their, I will wear a lot of their cheaper models this winter just because I really like the way they fit and the way they perform. So you don't have to have the most expensive item on the website to make it best. I will be running a lot of those cheaper lines anyway, just because I like the way they fit and function. So that's a lot of the thing that you need to consider in that is what works for you. But
what works for you, what works for your riding style, what works for your budget, everything.
Yep, all of it. And same with the helmets. You can spend $800 on a helmet at Fly, but for $300 to $400, you can get that same technology and not a full carbon fiber shell, but a composite carbon fiber shell for a substantial, half the price. So you can get the same technology and safety features for half the price with a little bit more weight. And when I say a little bit, it's a little bit. So,
and I think that kind of brings us to the end.
Yeah. Well, if check out both brands, guys, and see what works for you, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the gear, leave them in the comments. We'll be getting back to people. We appreciate you all for tuning in again. Winter is here, ladies and gents. Until the next time, peace.
Let's go.